I know I've talked about this movie countless times, but I just can't help it. Here are 10 reasons why The Dark Knight is a perfect film. Run at me. Now I figure this out. Come on. Come on, you fuck. Fucker. Starting off the list at number 10, the bank robbery scene. This is one of the best introduction scenes to any film of all time. It's a perfect way to introduce the Joker, the way how you play it up, where you don't for sure know if it's him. You see him in the background, and all the other thugs are talking about the plan and how they're revealing slowly that the plan is to kill each other off. And then you have the Joker outsmarting all of them, showing that he will use anyone that he needs to get to where he wants to go. And the acting from Ledger when he pulls the mask off is just something that we still talk about. Number 9, Batman catching Scarecrow. This is great because it's a cliffhanger of sorts from Batman Begins, where the Scarecrow did get away, and we didn't know if this movie was going to address that or tackle that. And no, yes, Batman does go after him. He does have a great scene where he pops in and takes out his thugs, takes out Scarecrow in a great, memorable way. And it's always nice to see Cillian Murphy. Number 8, Bruce Wayne asks Lucius Fox for an upgraded suit. This is awesome because every other Batman film up until this point would just have a new Batman costume. In Batman and Robin's case, there was like 3 different Batman costumes throughout the film just because. Probably mostly to sell toys, and it's the shameless way of going about it. Oh, let's just introduce a new costume here, here's one there. But they wrote it into the story because Christian Bale wasn't thrilled about the suit, the actual suit from Batman Begins, how constrictive it was and how much it hurt his head. So he wanted to be able to move his head, move his neck, and be more mobile. So Christopher Nolan wrote it into the script that Bruce Wayne, the character, would also want this and need this. And it makes sense because he is mobile. He is able to look more convincing when he does have fights with people on the street. Number 7, the Hong Kong scene. This is great because we've never really seen Batman go outside of Gotham, go to a different location. And the scenery, the scene of Bruce Wayne on top of the buildings and gliding around, looks great. The way how it was shot, going after the character Mr. Lau, who thought he did outsmart everyone, who thought that he could get away so easily. This also shows how much Batman will go out there and do what he has to do to catch whoever he has to catch. Number 6, killing Rachel Dawes. This showed that the movie had balls and it killed off a love interest for Bruce Wayne, and not just any love interest because we've had plenty of love interests for Bruce Wayne. I'm talking about somebody who has made it in 2 films. This character has been in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. She was introduced as a long childhood friend. So that instantly shows that she has history with Bruce, that she's possibly his soulmate. And so it's a shock, it's a surprise that they would have that and have the Joker's feud with Batman go to that level. Number 5, Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face. This is also indirectly because of Rachel dying, but Harvey Dent was scarred in his own explosion, half of his face burning off. The makeup effects look great, but it's the setup. It's the fact that we saw Harvey Dent build up to this point. He was the district attorney. He was somebody that you bought as a good guy, that you thought was going to be the White Knight, the savior for Gotham, and possibly lead to Bruce Wayne not having to be Batman anymore. Aaron Eckhart plays this perfectly, where he does seem genuine, where he does seem like the best guy for the job. And then the snap happens, the mental break happens, and he does become a full-fledged villain. He does go around and go after every dirty cop and everyone that's involved in this. Number 4, Jim Gordon becomes the commissioner. This was great. Batman Begins sets up Gordon perfectly as just a honest, good cop who's trying to fight the mob, trying to deal with these dirty cops, and it felt earned. It felt earned to see this guy rise from just being a cop to being a lieutenant to now the commissioner. I remember being in the theater, and every single time I saw this film, the crowd would clap and chant and cheer just for a moment like this. That's how you know that Gordon was somebody that you cared about. Number 3, the Bat Pod. This was cool because as much as I love the Tumbler, it's something different, it's ginormous, and it does have a presence. The Tumbler blows up in this movie in a memorable scene in the tunnel. Seeing Batman have this motorcycle that was ingrained into the Tumbler and it was a backup plan, you almost don't realize that you could see Batman riding something that was much cooler than the Tumbler. How he looks when it maneuvers around sharp turns and it's able to get through certain areas and hops around, turns around. It looks very cool, very cinematic. And just how cool his cape looks flopping in the back. It provides one of the most memorable and iconic looking shots at the end of the film when he rides away into the sunset. Number 2, Christian Bale is the best Batman. This might be controversial. Lots of people might argue and say Michael Keaton, which is fine, but I feel like Christian Bale honors every aspect of Batman and Bruce Wayne that you need in a Batman film. I'm talking about that arrogant and cocky persona that he provides in the public when he is Bruce Wayne, when he is that billionaire type and he's in front of people and he makes his snide remarks and he acts naive and he doesn't know what's going on, like when he mentions to Gordon about going to a hospital and clearly Joker's threatening to blow up a hospital. It's great moments like that. It's great bits of writing that these people get the character, get how he should be in front of certain people. And also, he wants to stop being Batman for Rachel. I know not everybody loves this because Batman should never want to stop being Batman. But if you do give Batman a purpose, a goal, a light at the end of the tunnel, then it's something that he's fighting for. It's something that he wants. And then you take it away from him once she dies. So that plays into his obsession with catching the Joker, why he does go to the lengths that he does at the end. But the number one reason why The Dark Knight is a perfect film is obviously Heath Ledger's portrayal as the Joker. This is something that how many people said Jack Nicholson will never be topped, will never be matched. There will never be a better Joker than that. And then when Heath Ledger was cast and people thought, really? 10 Things I Hate About You? Really? Brokeback Mountain? This guy's going to play the Joker? It's going to be a flop. It's not going to work. It's dumb. And then you got that teaser. And then you got that moment where all we heard was his voice. We heard the laugh. And we thought, whoa, this is dark. This is menacing. This is scary. And then we got the picture of him with the scars and the face paint. And ever since then, people shut up. People were interested. Their eyes were open and they wanted to see more. The trailers would come out. All of this movie revolved around Heath Ledger. And not just because he died before the film came out, but because people knew that this would be something special, that it would be something different. And it's still to this day marked as one of the greatest comic book villain performances, hell, one of the greatest movie villain performances that we've ever seen. People are still chasing that even after the fact. People who have played the Joker or voiced the Joker, they've clearly been inspired by this. They've tried to work in aspects of this character into their versions, and it's unmatched. It will probably be something that Ledger will always be remembered for, just how convincing he was, how much of himself he poured into this, how unrecognizable he is for this role. And he acts like somebody who just does things and doesn't really know what's going on, but ultimately he does plan things out. He is a lot smarter than he comes across, and that's what makes him fascinating. He's never telling the truth. He has so many different versions of how he got his scars, and so everything about him is a mystery. And of course, because of his performance, one of my best favorite scenes in the film, the interrogation scene with Batman, seeing how they do match up against each other verbally, seeing how Joker and Batman's ideology clash. Some of the best stuff, the best writing, the best acting, the best performances that you'll probably ever see. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of the 10 reasons why I think the film is perfect. What are some of your reasons? What's your number one reason? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.